Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbanallahu wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over. And surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. It's Monday. It's cloudy out there, so if you're stepping out, make sure you have protective clothing, especially for the children. And if you're driving, drive safe. Don't be speeding all over the place, because we need you alive to watch, to like, to share, and to comment and to tell others about Johnny's Bite. Over the weekend, the National Democratic Congress had its primaries, the presidential and parliamentary primaries. And a lot of things happened. Largely, the process was smooth, but you had a few hiccups here and there. One of the aspirants in one of the constituencies was seen throwing money about, and then when we quizzed, she said, oh, she found the money on the car, and so she decided to spray it. I think that's the lamest excuse I've heard from a politician trying to splash money and telling us that found the money in the car. Who put it in the car? Iyoko and special prosecutor should be interested in that. Because if you can find money and you are part of the people who are telling us that the country is so tough and hard, that the economy is bad, that everything is bazaar, and you have money enough, you just find money, you don't want to find out who the original owner is, but you find money and you decide to spray it. Iyoko and OSP should be interested in your matter. And then we go to Ketu North, where the young, enthusiastic, and bold Edem Agbana, Mawena Egbeta, reported from there live on TV. Thankfully, I was live on TV when Mawena was giving us the results, 59 and 60, live. Then all of a sudden a recount was requested, and then we did it still, 59-60. And then all of a sudden we're talking about some ballot sheet not being stamped. I understand that some people have been invited to Accra to come and explain. But who asked that they check the backside of the ballot sheets to check if it's been stamped or not? Because I, as a voter, I come to the voting center, I have my ID card, you check my name, you check it, you tick it, you mark me, you give me the ballot sheet, stamped, I go, I cast my vote, and I go away. How is that my responsibility? And how is that the responsibility of any aspirant? And at what point was the stamping not done? And who knew about it and didn't raise the flag then, and decided to raise the flag after the vote had been counted? These are questions that must be asked. This will be MP1. We'll come to that later. But last Friday, I had mentioned to you about a girls' school towards the Odoko area. Well, for those who are wondering, it's the Accra Wesley Girls' School. There's some money that has to be shared, and there's some confusion about the money. My information is that after we did the bites, there's been a long meeting. I'm told that GES and then members of CHAS have got to the school. They had a long meeting. So I will wait with the extra information I have. I will wait for them to finish the meeting. I will wait for them to solve that problem. If that problem is not solved, then I'll bring my further details. But the information, the key one that I raised, is that the headmistress hit 60 in February. If that is the case, and by the GES own rules and our own rules in this country, she's not supposed to be there. And no be me talk up. So let the retirees go and let the young grow. But I'll catch some of the information now. Now, I had seen somebody drew my attention to our information minister, Mr. Kojo Nkrumah, on another network with my brother Obi. In fact, we're all brothers. Responding to some of the things that we had said here. Listen to a bit of the clip. Listen to it.
Al Jazeera, at the enemy, a lot of headlines. You say Al Jazeera say they don't owe Akufo-Addo
any apology. Yes.
But now me who say my publishes our story no can say Al Jazeera say they don't owe Akufo-Addo an apology because Okay, I was sorry him.
No, I've not seen because.
And only ade bi American was him say ye journalism na sa story ni try na half. Maka ho asem.
Yes.
Say obi say ni fa obi ho. Ena obi atro krata say masa kwadwo asem a wo ka fa me ho me ma 7 days. So one retract asem na
yes.
Miss you.
Yes.
Ena Centroni biako bisa nipa cross won sa ka obi letter na o se ne sen and I my reply Centroni ni say I don't owe Obi an apology because documentary na me ye no me ye wi en me tro wo mu say nipa no di kan asem no fa Obi ho no ono aka se me kan enso me boa ena Obi so me bisa no or say enye no kre na me de be share documentary no eto ho inti documentary na me ye no me wi no me kan wo mu say Obi ho fa inti me nsan en o no apology for
okay, when the example a woman answer, this is
I'm
what actually happened.
Read the full response that was given when the journalist asked that question.
So that was our information minister. And the suggestion is being made as if we truncated portions of the response that was given to us by Al Jazeera. That is not correct because we put out everything. The main thing we should be asking is that if we here on Johnny's Bite had not written to Al Jazeera to ask them whether or not they had gotten the letter from the presidency on behalf of the president and the government of Ghana, and they had in turn replied that they had already responded to the letter that was written to them, would you have known? Would the information minister had been explaining to us? Because this explanation without diagrams is becoming one too many. The diagram in this equation is the response from Al Jazeera, which has been kept from the people. The people are being kept in the dark regarding the response from Al Jazeera. That's number one. So if Al Jazeera did anything that you think is unethical, talk to them. But surprisingly, it looks like officialdom is trying to pick on critical media, critical local media. Why are we not talking to Al Jazeera in the same tone? Why are we not talking to Al Jazeera in the same tone? Why are we not demanding from Al Jazeera what we are demanding from local media? And in the past few weeks, when we put out the thing, we had people sit on, in fact, there were 2 people who came to sit on TV3 New Day. And they said that even the email that we had used was not credible and that we had forged it. Really? That was the excuse that they had. Then when that didn't fly, because we showed the source where we got that email from the letter addressed from Al Jazeera to Alias Matthias, Alistair Matthias. And then now, the information minister is explaining. Question, if we had not written, would the information minister be explaining anything to you now? This is an afterthought, clearly. Now, the public wouldn't have known. Keep that in mind. That your government has kept you in the dark, and they continue to keep you in the dark. What the information minister is doing, and all the other people who are explaining, is akin to 2 students. One who is on government scholarship, and one who is a private candidate. They both go and register for an exam. They both sit for the same exam by the same examiner. The exam papers are marked for the same course, right? And then results are released. The one who is a private candidate puts out the response that he got, or the results that he got from this examiner. He put it up. And then the one who is on government scholarship has decided to keep the results and is now inviting you to be discussing and analyzing the response that was given to him as a private candidate. That is what the information minister is doing. The people of Ghana, whose taxes funds government, who takes care of all their needs, deserve to know. And please put up the last response, the one by the chief of the chief of their investigative team. The one that is said that they will not respond, they will not retract. And you see, in the letter that Jubilee House wrote, there were further and better particulars that they were demanding. Question: did Al Jazeera provide those further and better particulars? And if Al Jazeera did not provide those further and better particulars, why is the government not suing Al Jazeera? Because if it had been local media, would have been dealt with. Mind you, those who said that we had fabricated the emails, right? That is propagation of false news. If a journalist had done that, you would have seen them. They would have come after those journalists. Their own people sat on TV and said, we forged it. Now that it is evident that it is spurious, it's fake news, why aren't they picking them up? So we pick up on the critical media. This is the response we got. We asked a very simple question. And then this is the follow-up. Because when we sent that email, they responded on Press Freedom Day, 3rd of May. Then we wrote this latest one on that same day. That then the question was, so are you insisting that? They say you are correct, since the investigation did not actually allege what the president's office has suggested it did. We will not be apologizing or removing the documentary from publication. Question I ask is, did the presidency really watch the documentary to understand it before writing to Al Jazeera to give them a 7-day ultimatum within which they had to respond? And why did they decide to keep the response to their chest when Al Jazeera has responded? And mind you, if we hadn't written, you wouldn't have known that Al Jazeera has responded. Al Jazeera has called the president and the government of people of Ghana's bluff. What we should be doing in protection of our sovereignty and dignity and respect should not be trying to explain what the public has already been told by us. This was the question we asked. Does it mean that you will not retract? And that was the response they gave by the head of their investigative team. So anybody who is minded or feels the urge to want to come and now explain what we have already explained to the people, and we have given the full detail from Al Jazeera to the people, should be to be impressing upon government and actually be suggesting to government that, hey, government, this is beginning to look bad on us and is beginning to look smelly on us, and that you should actually be putting out the response that Al Jazeera gave and not to be explaining without diagrams. Because where we are now, we have all been put into a mess that we were never part of right from the beginning. I am not a lawyer, so I couldn't have represented Mr. Matthias. I don't get government contracts, so the $100 million, I couldn't have been involved in it. These are critical points. So if indeed the government agrees that Al Jazeera puts that the test, whatever it is at the end, and it is unethical, mention it. Be critical of Al Jazeera. Take them to court. Sue them. It's not for you to come and be explaining and be saying and saying training and say and journalism, no journalism. Now leadership, now governance, leadership, no governance, because you are leading the people, and you have gone to write a letter on behalf of the people. A response has come. You are not putting it up there. You have not put your exam results out. Somebody has been bold enough to put his exam result out. You say, let's discuss it while you are keeping yours. Who does that? Please. Let us lead from the front. We have all taken the exams with Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is the examiner. Now the examiner has released the results. We have published our results in full, including even the receipt in full. You publish the results. Just one, publish the results. That's all we're asking you. Don't be explaining. We don't need the explanations without diagrams. We need the response. The people of Ghana, when they see the results, the way it's been, take a screenshot or scan it and put it out there, we as people of the Republic of Ghana can make sense of it on our own. We can read the English, understand it, and make sense on our own. Don't be explaining to us. Don't be explaining to us at all. Good morning.